All right, so I'm going to touch on a few things right quick, and hopefully they help with your mixing and mastering. And I'm just going to do this. I'm going to just do it video by video. That way, you're not just watching a long video and you might get bored or some shit. So I'm going to do it just like video by video. So for this video, I'm going to just show you for mixing. Um, panning is very important. And what panning is basically so where you see my mouse right here on the right side knob, because there's a left side knob and a right side knob here. This is the volume knob, but the left side knob is for panning to either the right side, which would be all the way to the right here, or to the left side, which is all the way to the left, obviously, and then or to the center. You keep it centered, or you might want it slightly to the left or slightly to the right. It all depends on how you want your mix to sound. But why that's important is because a lot of the time, especially when I first started making beats, um my mixes were all just centered in the middle of the headphones. So everything was in the middle. Every sound, every clap, every snare, every kick, whatever you have it was all in the middle. All the sound effects. So for instance, I'm gonna play the beat out for a second, and I just want you to just listen to it for reference. So with this beat, I panned a lot of the drums to different sides of the headphones because I always just for some reason, especially with listening to these modern day beats, I've always been pretty just adamant about doing that because having all the claps and snares and stuff in one spot, I feel like it's just kind of boring, especially for someone that's listening on a stereo, stereo speaker, obviously. So I pan the clap to the right side and I pan the snare to the left side. I keep the kicks and the bass always in the middle because there's no point in having a kick on like a certain side of the headphone or the bass on the certain a certain side of the headphone or the speaker or whatever you're listening on. The only time you would really do that is if you're doing like some like cool buildup of some sort, maybe, or I mean maybe you're just doing something crazy and you want to be unpredictable. But other than that, usually kick and the bass stay in the middle, stay in the center of the headphones. You would never want to mess with those or the melody either. Melody usually stays on the in the middle too. The main melody stays in the middle. So, for instance, the sound effects like this. So I panned that sound effect to the left side of the headphone because when it comes to your additional, your melody stacks, because I stacked that obviously with this melody. When it comes to your melody stacks, you can also pan them too. You want to keep which is the main melody is right here. This little purple bar you see, that's the main melody. Everything else is just additional sounds, like this random little voice sound that I kind of found and thought sounded cool. Yeah, so I did that, and then last but not least, it was the guitar, obviously. And then I even did a little high melody right here too. So panning matters a lot because of the fact that if everything's in the center of the mix, it's going to sound very muddy. It's going to sound very mushed together, and it's just not going to sound that great. And panning gives everything more flavor. On top of that, it gives people that it's just unpredictable. So when they might hear something on, especially for people that listen that know about this stuff, they're always going to be looking for it, and they're going to be like, "Oh, I wonder why they did that." Or people that are analysts, they like to analyze certain stuff like that too. Even so, that's going to be it for the panning portion. I just wanted to show you the essentials of why that matters so much.